Okay. So we were talking about the Callum when I saw him for the first time. And I remember thinking, like, this guy needs to be in movies because he was, a handsome, tall guy, built, but not, I don't even think they didn't have classic physique then. So I was kind of thinking, okay, the guy's 6'3", like, how is he going to be a Mr. Olympia? Like, he had this look like an Arnold, and I'm like, the guy has to do films. He's got a good body, but he's not overly big. He's like a guy that, like, I always talk about. The women can sit there and not freak out and be like, oh, my God, that's
and
gross.
run them.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what's going to make, and that's why classic physique and the Bumsteads and the Urzes and Ramones, like, they're like the Bob Harrises and Barry DeMays and all these.
Mike O'Hearn.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He was never I guess he was a natural in that, but I don't know.
But that kind of physique.
IFBB guys.
Personality.
Yeah, so I'm talking about IFBB guys, but I saw that potential in him. And obviously he was a universe winner. I remember at the time, like, he had won whatever, the junior universe, which I guess is like younger. And, he was just he had that charisma. Even when I sat here on the podcast with him, so they posted it up, the reel that, Dave made or whatever. And, like, I had a girl hit me up like, oh, my God, that guy's so hot. Who is that guy on, like, literally a girl I know. And I'm like, who? Because I didn't know. I was on vacation, and next thing I was like, oh, they posted the reel. And so she was referring to Callum,
Yeah,
it's even yourself. Like, dude, I mean, we kind of joke about this, but you were a magazine cover guy. We were one of the fortunate ones. No, but we were one of the fortunate ones that's why we landed endorsement deals, because we were marketable in that sense. And Joe saw that potential, and, all the magazines saw that potential. Bob Kennedy, like, that's what made it a little unique. I mean, that's what bodybuilding, I feel like once guys started shaving their head and it, like, were crazy filled with veins on, like, that's scary to people, right?
Yeah, it's not appealing, especially not for women, right? And we all do this for that one reason. You don't want to say it, but we do it for women.
I don't know, though. I didn't really.
No, why do you do it for men?
No, but I did it because I wanted to be great at something.
But still, I mean, I said it before. Listen, if anybody would ever tell me that men can choose to be skinny, fat, or muscular and choose anything but muscular, they're full of shit. It's just like, okay, a level of muscularity. The woman would not prefer guys, your size or,
Don't you feel like you got bigger than you wanted to?
Yeah, I did. But, that's what I said. By 97, I accomplished or looked the way I wanted to look, but that was not enough for making an impact.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, if I got to play that size game, I put some size in it. I didn't like it. A lot of people say, 99, that was your best times that I beat you. Of course, I have to throw that in. But I didn't like my physique. It was just too big.
Well, didn't you jack the arms up in 99, though?
Yeah.
Okay. In the beginning, when you started jacking the arms, so they actually look decent, right?
So, yeah.
He has to throw the fake arms.
So when you first started jacking the arms, they actually looked good in the very beginning, right?
Yes, I was jacking arms with the aciclan since the beginning.
Yeah, but that's
and aciclan was different. Yeah, it's actually anabolic steroid for Mebalon, but it has that inflammatory reaction that your muscle actually looks tighter.
I know.
It doesn't change the anatomy.
How do you not get fluid retention from what's the compound?
He actually stretches for Mebalon, and the way it's made, Spa Milano from Italy, it was wonderful. I mean, you use it. Everybody.
Yeah, use it. Yeah.
You just like when that
but I didn't
got
have a lot. I literally had
discontinue it. You have it.
God knows,
I only had
why
did they make it? What did they make it for?
It's for just like all anabolic steroids. Some anabolic benefit. So it could be the muscle-wasting diseases. It can be HIV. But back in the day, there was not HIV. There was cachexia. There was it just when you have all those catabolic, old, sick, recalcitrant after the surgeries, to recover you. To boost your hematocrit and things like that. So I don't know what was that particular one made for, but bodybuilders found a reason to use it, and there was that side effect. There was aciclan tablets, same for Mebalon tablets. It didn't do nothing, but the injectables
Let me ask you this, Milos, because we're old school, and I've been listening to a lot of things about, how bodybuilding can be better. Let me ask you this. Now, we transitioned to spray tanning for contest, and we are dealing a lot with the last couple of shows, like Stu Southern, his tan was off, and like even Chris Aceto's guy, his tan was off.
Yeah.
Is this the right thing to have spray tanning, or would you, if you could reverse, would you go back to more of the brush on tan with Pro Tan, like Dioderm, Jantana, the way it was?
It's lazy time, lazy days, and people just want convenience. I was saying the reason why I didn't compete in Romania because I was putting a tan on you for 2 hours, right?
And I had a sprayer at my house
but it was with that little sponge, and you're kind of an artist, so take your time. Listen, one thing that maybe it's not good to mention, but I was going to mention, there's just about any of those tans that have acetone in it, and it's such a bad thing for the skin.
You could smell it.
Yeah.
Why? What is it? Tell me the side effects of acetone.
That's what it's a nail polish remover. Okay? So think about this.
I know. But let me ask you this. I mean, I put it on every weekend guest posing. I mean, what are the side effects of something like that?
Obviously, it was not enough for you to create allergic reaction, but some people do react. I mean, we talk about this with the Regan when he put that thing in. It was,
what's crazy?
Instantly.
I've noticed a lot of guys will look ridiculous, and as soon as they walk out of the tank, and you look at them, you're like, "What the hell?"
20%. 20% worse.
That was me because I felt like because it's a liquid, like it's in a liquid bottle, right? You paint, so you're giving your body fluid, right? In a sense, would you consider that?
Yeah, your skin absorbs it.
It absorbs it, so of course you're going to get some retention. And it's going to cause inflammation because that stuff's getting in the skin. It's going to cause irritation if you're talking acetone, right?
It does. I mean, I haven't seen anybody that really looks better, like you said, right after they come out of the tanning booth, than before.
Like a spray tan.
Yeah.
That when we were in Italy, and I know Regan shaved right there. I'm sure
that's
had something to do with it.
Well, that also it opens your pores when you shave, so it's going to give you that much more absorption.
Seriously, he went from ready to it looked like he was 6 weeks out in an hour.
Yeah. I remember that was about watching from the Serbia.
Were you nervous or?
Oh my God! It was like.
What did you say to Matt when he?
Because I was sitting there.
Walk away.
I didn't want to sit there. I walked away and I said, "We have a problem." I said, "What?" And I said, "Something happened wrong." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "He put a tan on. He looks shit." And he kind of thought maybe I was exaggerating. I forwarded it to him. Then he called me.
It was 10 times worse.
Holy shit. You couldn't see his abs. All his veins are gone. His lines are gone. He looked puffy.
It looked like 17 weeks.
And this was 6 hours before the show.
I know, but, in Regan's, I'm not even going to defend him. Why is he shaving the day?
Yeah, we talked about that
cause inflammation for sure.
We talked about that before.
So any suggestion to all our viewers or listeners there? Guys, if you're doing a fitness show or whatever, do not shave within 24. I would shave
3 days.
3 days out or more. Yeah, 3 days
body.
You know how it is. Even if you have
a little stubble, you're not.
I remember years ago, you shave, you go to the beach, you get the water, and that's salt. You can feel it getting in there. So imagine if you're putting spray tan that's got acetone in it.
But you started with this should they spray tan? It's just convenience, and that's why they do it. But if you're hardcore, and if this looks better, you can take your time. I mean,
I would start out.
I did 72 shows, right? Old-fashioned way. Yeah.
Nobody spray.
Never. I didn't know.
No, I remember
what spray was.
I remember guys.
It didn't exist.
5 days out doing their first coat and then rinse it off.
That's how I would shower it off.
There's guys now that 4 hours for the show, they have nothing. They put a tan on. That's
it happens either you get red or you look off. You're not dark enough. So you got to. I think it's put it on, shower it off, put it on, shower it off.
Get your skin
put it on, and then. But I wouldn't use moisturizer for like literally a couple of weeks on my skin to let that really absorb into the skin.
Yeah. So I remember now that it reminded me. Nassau, somebody. We were in European Grand Prix tour, and we were putting a tan on each other. First, I think I mentioned this already. England hotel. He is on a different floor. Somebody knocks on the door. I open. butt naked, Nasser. He went from a second floor to the third floor to the elevator. Is it naked?
No, he did not.
I swear. That makes a protest.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. Right? And then he was one of those that, if you don't paint correctly, say, hey, so it's it's not good.
Is it like wax on, wax off?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
at least, you have a handle. He had a handle. You brought me just like a sponge like this, like, the makeup fucking thing. And 2006 Mr. Olympia fucking did it. It took me 2 hours.
Why am I picturing some guys in the elevator and some old couple goes together? They're naked in the shop.
He could care less. I mean, I love Nasser, and people would say, Nasser made some interview and then really tried to put me down big time. This is just Nasser anyway, but I love the guy. We had great memories. He would literally come into the store, opens the door and scream, "I am the biggest man on earth!" And then everybody's looking. He looks like a terrorist, right? Walks out. That would be him. Anyway, so
I sent you. We had those pictures the other day, and I said, "How would Nasser do in today's lineup?" Unbelievable, right?
Nasser starting from 95. 95 Houston Medal champions freaked everybody out. I think you told me that 95 Olympia was your first that you watched. And Dorian was Munzer peeled. I mean, it was super impressive. But Nasser made him look small.
He had all the poses, really, except for the back double, and the flat spread compared to Dorian, right?
So even then, Nasser could have contest for the title. Even when we talk about the results and all this stuff, he could be rightfully more than one winner. Many shows when you look, well, it depends what you look, and especially when it's not unanimous decision. Even when it's unanimous of the judges, especially when it's not, that means some judges saw somebody else winning. Fans see somebody else winning. So a bodybuilding show, it could be multiple winners. For me, if Nasser actually won 95 and 96, I wouldn't have a complaint. And 97, he definitely won. So I don't know. There's not a lot of people that would agree with me, but sometimes we exchange those videos from 96 Olympia. He was crazy big, crazy full, much better arms, chest. I mean, when you just look at legs, Dorian didn't have quads when you look at it. Arms, there was many poses that Nasser could take him.
Did he train heavy, though?
Yeah. He did, and he did super strict. I do remember I would go train with him in San Diego. He would do, let's say, side laterals. Like, Jay Chai always to correct me how to do it, not to cheat and all this stuff. Shit. I'm 6 years old, let me cheat. But Nasser would go, we're doing a side laterals, right? And then sometimes you bump yourself up with the calves, right? So he would just, put the hands on my traps and push me down so I can't cheat, So do it correctly. But he was strong.
Give me a couple of lifts that you witnessed him do that.
He did 545 inclines,
5 plates. That's 5 plates and
5.5.
Then a quarter. Quarter on each side.
Yeah. He didn't do 6, but
you saw him do that.
Yeah.
For 1 rep.
No, 4 or 5, and then I was to spot him.
That takes a lot of balls to get on it. Put that on an incline bench.
Some guys just have it. Dennis James. Holy shit. I'm telling you, you can put, some people just have that pushing power, some they have a pulling power.
What have you seen Dennis James do?
Yeah.
How much?
5 plates plus. I think 545 also in my gym. But shoulders as well. And then, we switched from, back in the day, we were all doing barbell inclines and, more free weights. And then as machines start being popular and you find a good hammer strength and then everybody starts using the machines. But machines sometimes have such a leverage that 10 plates, don't feel right. And it feels like nothing. Or 2 plates feel way too heavy. So, you can never estimate somebody's strength nowadays. I mean, I was just watching, I have to mention, Rampage Jackson, right? doing biceps curls on a preacher curl machine with the 8 plates, 4 plates on both sides. So that's 45s. Okay?
Free weight?
No, machine.
I was like,
and it's like, this would kill anybody. And he was doing, so it has to be machine.
It's got some type of leverage, yeah.
Yeah. And that's like ego and all this stuff. I think machines should be made to use the least amount to be the heaviest possible, instead of, most to be, lightest. But anyway.
What about you? What was you think your craziest lifts were that you did?
I did 4. I only went to 4 usually. I don't know if I've attempted to do over 4 plates on an incline, but I would say that if you asked me the best upper shelf for chest builder, I would definitely say the incline barbell worked really well for me. I just feel like when you get in that and you get that arch, because usually the benches, the angle was enough, I just felt like you really could contract that chest. And I don't know, with that kind of weight, it's more, you're using too much triceps and shoulders. It's like Kevin Levrone had the crazy triceps. He was always a big bencher, right? And Dennis James had the crazy triceps too. Yeah. I mean, Nasser, I don't think as much, but that's why I'm kind of surprised, because I feel his triceps weren't as strong. Like, they weren't huge cap, like the guys we're talking about.
Not bad, not great. Yeah, that wasn't his strength, but shoulders were, and chest, definitely. And he was strong. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he started when he was young and built that strength. And back in the days, go heavy or go home, there was not that, isolation, contraction.
I had this thing, I talked about like free weights the other day, and I still think like a kid starting out, like 16 or 18-year-old kid, should start with core movements of like, to get the balance of free weights. I know you thrive on this machine thing, and now it's like everything's so functional.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong, but if I was to start my kid off and start weight training, I would start with a squat and a deadlift and a shoulder press and barbell curls, and I would do the fundamentals of weight training as a starting point, just to get the core and then work off that,
Yeah, but let's face it. Okay, this is for someone to be serious. When you see people coming into the gyms and they never trained, and they go immediately into some kind of machine that is designed to really isolate, to connect with the mind muscle, and people immediately feel, okay, so how can you say, no, let's start from, step 1. We're going to learn basic stabilization, neutralization, and then, whatever movement with the free weights. So I'm not against the machines by no means, but athletes have to start, with the free weights only, athletes. And then when you go into athlete for hypertrophy, then you can use machines, obviously, because you isolate, you remove secondary movers or reduce it. I'm not against the machines, as you know. I'm
an advocate of.
Yeah.
Especially with the age. I think maybe your mindset's a little different at your age versus 30 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you consider bodybuilders athletic?
Of course, man. Listen, the way you trained, okay, if anybody would watch you since you were 17, 18, all the way to whatever, so many Olympias, and anybody would tell, there's the same goddamn lady, huh?
I don't think so. I think that's I think she's trying to sell us the racks.
Wasn't that the case the last time too? But anyway, so are you athletic? You were having a crazy workouts, crazy volume, 45-second rest in between. Who can do this is not athletic and strong, and have it's a sport.
There's so much argument now. Is it a pageant? Like, I don't know. Did we talk about this? Or?
But competition might be pageant. Competition.
The end result
itself. Huh?
The end result, meaning on stage, that's closer to it's a muscle contest.
Football players, right? Mm-hmm. They play football. They learn skills, but they have to go to the weight room. They have to run. They have to be conditioned, all that stuff. But eventually they play football, enhance athletically with their training. Bodybuilders, we enhance our body through the training to look a certain way. But actual contest is pageant. I mean, you're posing. Like, what the hell? How hard is that? Yeah, it shouldn't be hard. But we're going to talk about this. A lot of athletes make it look hard for the love of God. Like,
that's
from the bicycles
where, yes, people that go to the gym and stick to a diet and train a certain way, they do similar things that athletes do for sure. but when it comes time to actually perform, it's not as unless you're a fitness girl.
Ronnie Coleman, athletic or not? Oh, you're not athletic, Ronnie.
But Ronnie played college sports.
Besides anything,
there's a lot of athletes that go to bodybuilding.
Strength training is athletic event.
Yeah, it's crazy because people do ask me, "Hey, did you play sports?" Like that's always a trigger of like, why did you get into bodybuilding, right? Or like a girl does fitness. Was she a gymnast?
Like Ashley Cole also, she ran track in college. You know, so she obviously running track, you build a physique a certain way. That's why why she's.
So we wanted to have you on. I know you're on a ton of podcasts.
Not a ton. I just two.
How many?
I have a AMA, IBB, and Old School Roundtable. I don't go anywhere else.
I know we've already.
I'm not allowed, but I'm allowed for you.
I know.
I insist.
I know we kind of beat this New York Pro like dead already with what we thought. I mean, Nick Walker.
Hold on.
Wins. Okay.
Yeah. But I would like myself. I would like
Let's
to know.
listen to your.
I would like to know your opinion too, because whatever anybody analyzes doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a platform here to express our opinion. I value your opinion. Going into the show, you were 1,000,000% convinced untouchable, right? Yeah. And most of us, and it didn't end up that way, right? Okay, yeah.
Listen,
don't be politically correct.
We're sitting here on a podcast, watching from home, pictures, videos. Okay, yeah. So just first of all, Nick's getting a lot of bad publicity in a sense right now. Okay, because he did not show up as expected. Okay, we thought he was going to walk in here and absolutely demolish these guys. I guess they said it was close. You know,
let me ask you this though: did he need to?
He didn't need to, but this is.
Yes, hold on a second. What kind of question is that?
Well, who was the competition?
Yeah,
like he still won. Yes, it was a point decision. They want to always judge you on. I don't care what they say. He's not the normal. Like Tyler said it. This is not the best version of Nick Walker we've seen.
Yes, but it's not like he didn't plan to be. When you say, did he need to? Okay, like Chris Cormier back in the day, he would say, I'm going to beat these fools anyway. You know, you didn't need to be 100%. Did you always try to be 100%?
Yeah, I did.
Of course. Yeah. So it's you need to.
I'm saying, did he need to be 100% to win?
Listen, Martin definitely stepped up, but Nick, he's under a big pressure right now because. Now he's qualified. He's one of the few, by the way. Which is small. We can go over that list, but he has a lot of. He has to step up because right now they talked about him being third in the world, even though he missed last year. Which I think it's kind of crazy that because he, it's what you done for me lately. Yeah. He's not showing the third place physique based on my opinion, the feedback of the contest. He's getting a lot of criticism because the waist was a little wider, but in a sense, it's like he goes to the Arnold, they tell him you're too lean. You need to be more powerful like he was when he got third at the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
He comes in, lean at the Arnold, smaller, whatever, he gets, he gets
second.
Third. Yeah, behind guys that
behind a perfect guy. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, he got second, but it was close between.
Yeah,
top three were close.
Okay, then he misses the Olympia, and he comes here. What were our expectations? Is the problem? You just started this conversation with he wasn't what you expected, right?
Expectation was that, as you can see, pictures. Prior to that, he improved the chest big time, that he was even wider and he with like your strength, that's his strength. I mean, this is how going into the show, like nobody's going to be wider than Nick. And this is the one aspect that he dominated everybody, including Martin. Legs, because of the injury, I don't know if they ever really completely recovered. Legs from side, legs from back view, very good, excellent. Legs from front, still kind of lacking. Now, I mentioned this in one of the interviews, that separation-wise from the front, actually, I think Nick won. Even though Martin has a better legs and all this, Martin was so full, exploding full. I'm going to talk about this. So don't think bad condition. It was perfect condition. It's very hard to nail exploding full condition to be like this, but some aspects of Martin's physique improved, like chest looked crazy, that exploding full. He was competitive with Nick in the most muscular poses, which was hard to believe, actually. He's bursting full, but the legs lost a little bit of detail. Lost, especially this separation between lateralis, medialis, and so on. When he would lock in, do a stomp, feathers would be there, but just standing there, if you glance, trying to look, even this picture right away here.
Is this
who has a?
No, it's not. I can turn.
But hold on.
But I'm looking at this.
Look at the
I'm looking at this silhouette, the physiques.
Yeah.
Nick normally I'd say wins front double against. I mean, I argued last year.
Okay.
Would he have won against Hottie and some of these other guys in front double bicep?
I'm changed.
But
stay there.
But when you're looking at this structure,
yeah,
it's hard to give him, hey, this is an easy shot for him.
Yeah. What I always say is shut the light and look at the silhouette. That tells you. So, and Martin was going into the show. First, let's give Martin also due respect. He qualified for Olympia. He didn't need to do this. He knew that Nick is coming. He wanted this challenge. That's the best thing that could happen to Martin.
Great for him.
Yeah, great for him. Great. And Stefan, his coach, and him, they believe that they have aspects like symmetry, proportion, aesthetics that can get him. And they were hoping to match the conditioning. Now, Nick is consistently, if not the best conditioned guy, among the best, right? It's an argument that possibly Martin out-conditioned him here, So when I'm looking at the legs, I said, and I'm going to claim even on this picture, separation goes to Nick. Look at it. You can see everything deeply because Martin was super full. And it worked on some aspects and maybe on legs was not as convincing. Tyler Mannion gave this pose to Martin, So can you argue? I don't argue, because you look for a balance, upper body, lower body, V-taper, X-frame, how much is that to the top, how much is on the bottom?
I don't want to go crazy on this review because you've already kind of gone through it.
Yeah, you should go
but crazy. I think that I've been in the position Nick's been in. Like, there's been shows where I've been better or worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're only as good as your last competition. So I know right now, like, critique-wise, he's getting, hey, he needs to improve.
I'm going to ask this just because, and this has always bothered me. Who cares what you look like your last show? You should judge what's in front of you right now, right? And I know they don't, but you hear that from every judge.
I know, but they're already making predictions where you watch this year's Olympia, they're not going to have Nick as the top, like to threaten Hottie and Derek at this point.
He shows up in the best condition of his life immediately.
That's that. Well, how hungry he is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And he seems to always fix the discrepancies. When you start to doubt Nick Walker, he proves you differently. I mean, you've criticized him your whole the whole time until recently. No, you critiqued him.
Not hating.
Not hating, but I'm just saying you're honest. You're honest, yes.
If you judge the aesthetics, how can you give it to Nick? You can't, right? Balance, how can you give it to Nick? You can't.
I felt like he was heading in a good direction with all that.
But I think that Nick won the contest fair and square. There was not even a question. There's not even a question.
I agree.
Let's just give a little bit credit to the other guys. Tonio, I mean, they said that he looks small, and I said, how does he look small? Look at it. When he opens up, there's probably the most pronounced X-frame, most sweeping thighs, and most lats to waist ratio.
Look at that shot. He wins that shot.
So that's it. Beef Stew very much improved. He looked great at that show. Angel Calderon came way too heavy. He's 212 guys, so I can imagine going to the open, you need to put some size. Nick Walker is a monster. Beef Stew is a monster. Okay, let's push this. But I don't like that look for Angel Canero. He needs to be just slice and dice. The Christian Wolski from Poland, it was phenomenal. He was at sleeper. Did nobody count him? Right? Yeah, I mean, look at the legs. One of the best legs ever. Great condition, great balance. So, last spread. Again, Tyler gave it to Martin. And I'm mentioning Tyler's opinion because that's most qualified judge. And that's who dictates. So this is what we are looking for. And he's very, very observant and very just. You know, he doesn't favor anybody. So there was enough elements for top IBB judge to give this pose to Martin. Do I agree or disagree? I mean, lat spread your lats, and you have to have the most V-taper in that pose. And I could see Martin, overtaking Nick on that pose. I think that Tonio could possibly win this pose. Yeah. And Beef Stew is excellent on this pose. So, as I said in the beginning, it's not like one guy that wins the show or one guy that wins the shot. I guarantee you the judges would, let's put it this side chest, one time they give it to one guy, and the next time they compare, the other guy looks better. And they go back and forth. It's always like slam dunk. I agree with you when you said that Nick Walker has one of the best side chests in the whole business, and he does everything. Now balance is perfect. Now upper body, lower body is perfect, and just a monster. Thick, round.
It's still a muscle contest.
It's still a muscle contest, absolutely. But Martin this is that kind of conditioning that you just hope for. How far can they push? And they pushed it so far, and Tyler Mannion praised his conditioning. So in person was, I guess, much better than what we can see, online. But I was bursting full. Now he created the illusion of more size. But don't discount Tonio. Look at Tonio here. Tonio looks great.
Mini Dexter.
Yeah. It's not the mini Dexter.
Well,
I don't think the Dexter... I don't know.
I think he did.
Really?
But I mean, Dexter's been going hard for years.
Wonderful. I mean, this is super competitive. I would still give it to Nick. Yeah. Christian should have a little bit fuller chest. That's one thing that he needs to work on. Beef Stew showed up. He improved. Okay. So, yeah. We said this before the show that Nick wins this shot.
Yes.
And he does win the shot, regardless of how good. Martin looks phenomenal.
So does
Tonio. I said before that Tonio would beat Martin. I told it to Martin, you're going to lose the back shots from, and then, in your face, he won. If you look at the upper body, Tonio still won, right? Well, I don't know if I don't sugarcoat. I tell you to your face, not behind your back. But because of his hamstring and glutes and good enough back and everything, I would still give this to Martin over to Tonio because balance and conditioning, upper body, lower body, even though look at the back of Tonio. Tonio needs to, get his hamstring glutes in check. He now qualified for Olympia. We're going to talk about that.
I think Nick still handily wins this shot.
Oh, yeah. It's no question. This is slam dunk. Hamstring glutes, calves, hanging triceps, peaking bicep.
Who was the star of this, Martin?
No,
this show.
Oh, yeah, Martin definitely.
I think it was more of an official kind of come out party for Martin, where you want.
Yeah, because it was a little uncertain who was going to stack up against Walker the best, right?
Yeah, but just again, put this in perspective. He's qualified for Olympia, first time in his life. Oh, his dream is there, and like some coaches would say, okay, now let's work on whatever.
Is he the youngest guy in the lineup?
27, I think he said.
I have no clue.
But then he goes and he's very comparable next to a top 3 guy in the world.
He didn't.
I don't. How is that? 3, but that's not.
Well, no, Nick's was still top 3 in his last show.
So think about this. Martin didn't go to New York show. He went there for duel against Nick. Against top 3 guy. Yeah. And that's the best
you can even say
possibly
Nick's
do.
never been out of the top 5 at the Olympia.
Yeah. So last fight again, as I said, Tonio would beat Martin upper body wise, but because of crazy hamstring glutes, total picture would go to Martin. Nick Walker improved dramatically his width, right? That's one of the things that before there was like not much happening, width wise. Now it is. It's very hard to go against Nick here. Yeah. Look at what is that? Everybody's out angling. Look at the line.
Yeah.
I guess Steve could not judge because it's his show, so he could not call back in line. Knock it off. Yeah. Oof. Look at that. You say close. Martin looks great. You got to give it to him, but that's Nick's pose. Look at it.
Nick's just gnarly everywhere.
Yeah. I was saying this. Aesthetically, from a side, you can judge aesthetics that much on side poses, right? Because there is no V-taper in your side poses. Yeah, you can hide it. And then abs. So this is super flat abs, super flat stomach, deep abs. So how can you possibly go against Nick? Look at that hanging hamstring. Everything was happening.
Arms.
But Martin is so super full. He made it look like he catch up on size. Right? Look at that. Round muscle bellies bursting.
Here's a random question. So Martin's obviously done 2 shows, and he was very good at both of them this year. Going into the Olympia, how hard is it going to be to mimic that again?
He's going to improve on that one. I mean,
yeah, but
now you're hungry.
Peak 2-3 times in a year.
Because
he looked really, really good.
His coach Stefan already pretty much nailed it.
Can they do it again exactly like that?
Of course. Yeah, I think so. They were going into this show against Nick Walker, third in the world, and they were planning on surpassing his condition, and I think they did. I just say that's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Super full exploding look on some muscles look better, but for Martin didn't work on his legs. For whatever reason, he's ripped to shreds from hamstring glutes, from rear side, but from front. Either he didn't squeeze it all the way to the hips to create that separation, I don't know. But he created illusion of a more size. Nick didn't overpower him.
No.
Right?
Quad stomp.
Yeah, here it is. You see, so there's not enough separation on Martin here. Look at it, right? It's not like he's not conditioned, but there's no separation there at all because he's a super full. And there is separation on Nick. And Nick's super flat abs, super flat stomach, right? Waist, okay, and that's for everybody. There are a few things about showing the abs. When you have a wider waist, first you have to push the waist in, and then blow out the air, and then show the abs. If you show the abs, the waist can come out. So the guys with a small waist, they can do this, but with a wider waist, manage that movement first, and then once the waist is in, then you blow out the air and make just enough to create a separation. If somebody just really go overboard, they can't hold it for too long.
Who do you give this to?
I'll give this to Nick. I don't think that he got that from Tyler, but I get it. So look at Nick here, okay? Abdominals and thighs. There's more separation. There even looks like more sweep. Abs are super deep. Arms up look crazy. I mean, each arm looks like his white mask face that he didn't color the face again. I mean, it looks like a Phantom of the Opera I said last time. Yeah. So is Martin. What's up with that? Color your faces. And Christian also. Look at the 3 white faces. And this one, oosh. Okay. Nick dominates, most muscular. But Martin made it interesting because he was so full and he created the illusion of more size. Yeah.
I heard people say it was close in this shot. I don't know if I agree with that.
We're not there, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I don't know if I do.
We have enough sense to know that we can't sit here on a podcast and judge a bodybuilding contester
From here.
And that's why the judges are special at what they do.
Yeah.
But hey, was it the best Nick Walker we've seen?
No.
Probably not.
No, but it's just minor adjustments. So now, if you're Nick and you're looking at this, like, what can I improve on? And look at this is abs in the most muscular shot, and they look perfect. Okay, you can see the waist, shoulders, arms look perfect. Legs are flaring. Can you make a little bit bigger legs? Yeah, go for that. Can you make a little bit fuller chest? Yeah, because when you're this wide and shoulders like this and arms are like this, then you still need a little bit more here. So as much as his chest is improving, he should continue to be a top contender. Now they're saying Martin catapulted himself in possible top 6 position in Olympia, and hey,
we'll see. There's a lot of people, though. I mean,
a lot of people.
I mean, you got.
It's
Samson,
not impossible.
I mean, we haven't seen the new improved Hunter on stage. We haven't seen Andrew Jack. I mean, there's so many people that. I mean, we haven't. To Brandon Curry, people keep counting him out because he's qualified for life.
It's beautiful. It's like so many good guys. Hey, just let's pay attention to Christian Lewalski from Poland, all the way to the left, right? He was a sleeper unknown, and he also made a name for himself. It's a great
good
potential.
show, though, overall. Shout out to Steve for putting on another great show.
Yeah, finally we have a big lineup.
It is that color that you're talking about, the beef stew.
I mean, it's hard to tell
green.
looking at this, but I remember Dioderm used to make everyone green.
Yeah.
You remember Dream Tan?
Yeah. So, my secret was to put Gentana and Protan mixes, but then at the very end I would do super thin layer of Dream Tan. That they cannot tell it's a Dream Tan, but I promise you, it gives you that bronze, golden, color. And
You always had good color.
Oh, yeah, really.
I used Protan and Dioderm together.
Protan and Dioderm. Okay.
It worked well for my skin.
That time I was putting Gentana on you.
Well, I mean, that was an overseas show. We didn't.
Oh, that doesn't count.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I remember I had so much color from the week before. I was so dark for the 06 Olympia, man. You could barely see the cuts like in normal light.
2006?
Yeah, man. There's black. Like.
Yeah, but you had a good base tan first.
That's what I mean. I did. I used to go to tanning beds.
Yeah. Okay, so
Cal State.
Very
limited. I did find.
You did find something. Actually, this is surprisingly good footage.
Yeah.
But let's just touch the subject of Emir Omeragic. That's his name. Emir Omeragic. Somebody can say that. Yeah, Emir. So Chris Acedo coached him, and the guy's 25 years old, freak, right? And one of those that gets sliced and diced, ripped 2 pieces. So Chris Acedo was like super proud of Emir, and he sent me some of the posings. Back down biceps is off the chart crazy. There is every striation you can possibly think of on an anatomic chart, from my hamstring, glutes, striated Christmas tree, lower lats, upper lats, shit, everything. But I think they tried, because he's still not big enough, or he was going against Nick Walker, thicker guys, so they tried to make him super full. And it didn't work for him. And I said this to him a couple of times. Your thing is conditioning, go for conditioning, because trying to get that crazy fullness, he didn't control his stomach, he didn't look as aesthetic, and condition didn't look that good on New York. He placed 9th. Here,
beats everyone that was beaten.
Everybody, he placed 2nd and gave Tony a run for his money.
Was this an easy victory for Tonio, though?
It seemed that way. let's face it, he was New York champion last year, and then I guess he was runner-up here last year.
To who?
To
Ross?
Ross, yeah, flying, and Ross was looking crazy. So Emir, of course, didn't maybe count on fighting for a title, but ended up fighting for a title, and he was second after prejudging and finals. I mean, that's how good he was. Tonio has everything. You said Dexter. When you say Dexter,
is this the only picture you have? Or?
No, it's a video.
I mean,
I have it.
yeah.
It's just us talking right now. I haven't started playing it.
That's fine. Yeah, you can start playing.
Okay.
Tonio has it all, right? So just imagine now he's like 15 pounds heavier. I think that his chest is improving. That's one thing that I was...
What happened to Stewart?
Actually, I think this is the final show that he looked better. At the prejudging, didn't look... it was just slightly off. And when I say slightly off, it's not, again, slam dunk from first to fifth place. It was very compared. They were interchanging, and I actually thought that the third place would go to Christian. The second place would go to Christian, and third to Emir, and the fourth to Beef Stew. But
this video is going to be all over the place. I chopped it.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you see, Jay? And double.
I mean, Emir with crazy condition,
Yeah.
But, when you talk about aesthetics, I mean, maturity, I mean, obviously Tonio's got a little more there. Stu's still not where he needs to be. I mean, look at the size difference of Emir.
He's only 25.
Yeah. He's confident. I mean, you can see that, right? He's probably super stoked to be in this call-out,
That's, he said, like, fifth time that he plays second. So it's not like first time and strange waters. He's coming to this.
You see the conditioning. It's crazy, right?
Here he needs more size when you look at it, obviously. Tonio, as good as he looked, I know he can be way more conditioned than this. Antonio has a crazy backdown biceps, but Emir beat him.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna pop. It's gonna bounce all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty good footage. I'm surprised you found it.
I hadn't seen this yet.
Me neither. This first time. Look at Christian.
So don't mind me. I'm kind of watching as we go.
Yeah, Christian. Look at the legs.
It's big, yeah.
Excellent.
Where did he come from, Milos?
Poland.
No, I know, but where have we seen him before?
I mean, he was in a couple of European shows before.
Okay.
Mauro Sassi is coaching him for a long time. Yeah. It's very consistent and improving.
Gosh, Amir's, dryness is just
ridiculous, yeah. Actually, you know how a couple of days before when you're depleted, you're even drier than that? Yeah, I have that video. Maybe I'll send you. You can post it. It's just shocking. You can see the thickness, density still goes to Tonio.
Where's Emir from again?
He's from Montenegro, but he lives in Germany. Yeah, he said that he's representing Germany, and then Dennis asked him, you have a German passport? He says, no, so how can you represent the country you don't have a passport? Nationality.
have him on the show, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say? Estimate.
Yeah, I mean,
Was he thinking he should have won?
No, he was modest enough to think that after prejudging, he actually didn't think that he was even top two, that he was maybe fighting for second, third, or fourth.
He looks crazy.
Yeah, because they were changing the positions. You know how that is. Once you're closer to the middle, you consider that you're second. And Beef Stew was not even in top four in prejudging. They're not showing anybody. I had the Korean guy is here, Sung Chun Lee. He looked very good. He played six. Yeah. And he's 46 years old. And
I didn't know that.
It looks tremendous.
I remember a couple years ago when he kind of did his debut, and you could tell he's got all the tools.
Very
round, and he's just
everybody
crazy.
with his body,
like a cartoon.
Crazy shoulders, crazy arms, everything. But Spanish guy Pablo, I don't know how to say his last name. If you have it, your S or something, Pablo. He looked phenomenal. Also, he just didn't have a back good enough to take him maybe to the higher placings, especially back there biceps. Pablo, you find it? Yeah.
It's kind of.
This is repeating.
I think it's repeating though.
Yeah. But what did we have? We had 20 competitors again.
Amazing for that contest.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's a good sign of what we see. We kind of expected this as we start to roll now with a limited amount of U.S. competitions, although we start with this international frenzy of qualifying competitions right now. Yeah, we have a crazy schedule. I mean, June.
Next weekend
August.
is Toronto, right?
Yep.
And then we go to Spain, and then to Italy, and then...
So let me ask you about Quinton. What went wrong with Quinton?
Okay. Quinton is 6'1", maybe. Yeah. And beautiful shape. One of the guys that everybody's seeing, if he puts it together and looks big enough, his structure is phenomenal, shape is phenomenal. He would be a contender. Going into the show, I could see that he was going for conditioning and dramatically losing the fullness and size and width and volume of the quads. And then when you project, if you continue this for a few more weeks, if you just go for conditioning and dryness and you don't have enough muscle to create that illusion of, that's enough size to be competitive, it's going to backfire. And I think that happened. Condition-wise, when you look at him, was he dry? Yeah, he was quite dry. Was he full? No, far away from. You know, when you even carb up aggressively, but you are catabolic previously, you're not going to be looking big enough. You can, push it a little bit, but the way I see it, my opinion, was that he started catabolizing, losing the lean tissue, losing the size, chasing the condition. Of course, he's going against Nick Walker, and he was thinking he's going to be competitive, show the shape, structure, be similarly conditioned, but end up looking much, much smaller. So to the point, I don't think he was in the first call-out.
I saw people posting comparisons over the last couple of years, and it didn't seem like there was a dramatic improvement. What do you think that's from? Because obviously he trains, and do you think someone might have over dieted and it just stripped him off? Or
listen, that's what else can it be? If you take a whole year off to put the quality size,
he was big when I've seen him.
And it looked quite big, yes. Going into the show, Dennis and Chris picked him to compare him against Samson. And they were actually thinking that, he has the tools to beat Samson. And at that podcast, I was saying, look, man, size is, not there yet. And I don't think it's going to be. So in the predictions, I didn't see him in top 4 going into the New York. I've seen that Nick and Martin and Beefs too. I mean, they're just stockier, so much more muscle. In a way, this beautiful shape.
He's still a young guy too. He's in his 20s.
It's just like, what do you do? He's going to probably do the Toronto, and hopefully he can rebound and look better. But how much better he's going to look, I don't know. It's kind of hard to stop that cascade of catabolic events. Once your body starts going down, right, you probably never had to experience that one. But if that happens, you can't just carb up for 3 days or rebound a little bit.
Takes time.
It takes a little bit of time. And I don't think that Toronto, he can make major difference. But then if he does, he has the shape. I would sacrifice maybe a little bit of dryness for way more fullness. When you think about, for Samson, right? We never came super dry or anything, but I was going for that effect of, from small Samson going into all of a sudden biggest guy on stage.
Relatively small.
Yeah, smaller here. And exploding full, and now the shape shows, the fullness, ballooned chest. That's what Quinton needs. Quinton has a very good crazy calves, good quad separation. Not enough. Don't matter, yeah. Not that much, I guess.
One thing so I'm looking up this here now. Starting next weekend, we have 9 out of 10 weekends there's a show.
Back to back to back? Holy shit.
And I didn't realize that until I really started looking at this. So on the second weekend in June, you have Toronto. Then the next weekend's Alicante, Spain.
Yeah.
The next weekend's Milan, Italy. Then there's 1 week off. Then you have Portugal.
Portugal.
Next weekend's Vancouver. Next weekend's Chicago. Next weekend's Dubai. Next weekend's Tampa Pro. Next weekend is Texas.
Wow.
Then there's about 3 weekends off. There's 2 more shows. Reno this year qualifies for next year.
Yeah.
So there's a UK show and another Italy show.
Yeah.
So of all the shows left, there's 2 in the United States, 2 in Canada, and the rest are in Europe.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of, just think of the guys in Europe that William Bonnick is going to be in there. We still got
William is going against
you still got
Bedrus.
Betruz, yeah.
Betruz is going against Nathan and William Bonnick in Spain.
Can you talk about Tim Budish?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Tim was excellent. What did he play? 6th or 7th in New York.
More expectation from him and Quinton. I think those are the guys that we talked about the mix. I was always impressed with Tim, to be honest. Where is his body heading right now?
I actually predicted he's going to win the Cal. He was like a major underdog. I said he would be like plus 800 underdog or something.
Look, when he was doing the shows in Europe last year when I was there, he was...
mispronounced his name, right?
He was...
You call him George or something. What do you call
I
him?
called him Pete.
Pete.
Yeah. He was ridiculously peeled. Obscenely peeled. And I thought...
You saw him live. You saw him in
person. I was like, this guy, any show he goes into, he just... one thing I noticed, when he poses, he kind of hides a little bit, and he's not hitting the poses right. So the judges aren't seeing his full physique. That's what I noticed. I don't know if he has changed that sense, but some of the poses he would do, you would see him, and you're going, wow, if he would open up, or if he would turn a little, he'd be right there with.
He has everything: crazy legs, side glutes, crazy arms, shoulders, everything. He needed more V-taper. I think he improved in that department.
Yeah,
I criticized him and told him. Ab control again. I said, listen, abs the middle of the body and a static muscle. When you're not static, you create a look of a more static guy with the crazy abs. Glue to the stomach. This is what people are doing. Even if you try to hide any of the muscle upstairs, if you do something wrong, chest are there, shoulders are there, arms are there, you can't hide it. But you can majorly fuck up, excuse my language, on the abs and legs. You relax your legs. There's no separation. They don't look good. The whole body changes. And midsection. And I said it a million times, stomach is probably the most important muscle that people can master presentation. Center of the body. Look, if you just glance on the stage and you have 1 second, what are you going to go for? Middle of the body, abs. And then you have abs wide like... Jay Cutler, and then you have a sweeping separated thighs. Instantly, all the eyes
Jay's waist was wider, but he was so wide, the V-taper was still there. It didn't matter.
Yeah. But abs. So Tim Budishim, you saw him ripped to pieces, and you told me...
Ridiculous,
yeah. To the level
I thought
in person.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I was counting on. He was already, quite high, 6th or 7th in New York. And I really thought maybe he's going to come here and just be crazy condition. And I think he probably went for condition, but this time maybe he over-dieted. It was a little bit flat, and then you have a flattish softness, not spilled over softness, because he was not spilled over in that sense. He was just like, ooh. He probably needed to time it a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this now. So there's 10 shows in a row, 12 shows to qualify, and you have some serious heavyweights that are from Michael Crizzo to John De La Rosa.
Michael Crizzo is coming to Spain too.
There you go. You got Nathan, you got Behruz, you got William Bonnick, you still have Hunter, you still have Andrew Jack. I mean, that's 7 guys that could easily win. I'm assuming these guys aren't just doing one show. They're going to do back-to-back in some of these spots. So, Sergio, I don't know if
Sergio just moved to Vegas, you know.
I didn't know if we were supposed to say it.
Sergio's in Vegas.
But there's not that many qualifications out, and there's a lot of big names that are going to be fighting.
And Nick, I mean that all the guys might be entering the same show. So let's say if somebody dominates and they can win like 3 shows and that doesn't leave any room for qualification for somebody else. That was my case back in the day. Like Vince Taylor would do all the shows.
So if you said Spain, I mean, Nathan, Behruz.
Yeah, let's go. Let's put Behruz first. You know,
no, I'm just naming the people. If Bonnick does it,
Bonnick does it.
Whoever comes out of that is going to, in my opinion, going to put themselves potentially in a first call out. If you beat that many there's 3 top 10 guys right there in one show.
Okay, winner of the Spain is going to be first call out in Olympia. That's good.
Yes,
that's a good prediction.
If you have all those guys there,
so now
who else will show up?
So listen, all the guys that compete in Spain, they drive a few hundred kilometers to Italy, and compete again. You know, so it's going to be super tough. And then we have Nexila, right? Also, I mean, then we have Brandon Curry that is a legitimate threat still.
And
who are we forgetting?
Jansen's other guy, Martin's training partner, Charles Griffin, Martin's training partner.
Oh,
Brett Wilkin.
I mean, Brett and Behruz went toe-to-toe in that show.
Toe-to-toe, that was like...
I don't know what show he's doing, but whatever show he's in, he's going to be a threat.
Phenomenal, too. He has a
when I said, and John
De La Rosa.
I don't know if he told me what show he's doing.
Oh, Kim Williams, too, right?
Where are the sleepers? What about this guy
Polish guy?
Yeah. Like the guys that, like the new Martin that pops up.
Let me tell you, did you see John Jewett?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
I said, see on his Instagram, holy shit, he improved.
Well, he's doing Vancouver with Stanimo.
He's doing Toronto now.
Oh.
He is that good, and I support this. I mean, he's going to be super hard to beat. Much bigger.
He just mentioned Akeem Williams too.
Akeem Williams is doing Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Chris did tell me that. He said he looks good.
Yeah.
And Chris always says a sleeper too. And both of you guys, always got some guy coming up that just comes.
I mean, Akeem in the UK he's pretty impressive. Yeah.
If he would have looked the way he did the second night on prejudging each.
Let's just look at Akeem's legs. He's probably best legs in business.
The density
just think about it seriously. You know, we don't give him then look at his arms. Oh shit, probably one of the best arms in business too. Okay, let's have our chest. Not bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about it.
We missing anyone? I'm sure there's someone else.
This and his people, and we apologize for.
Rafael Brandao is going to be right. It's Olympia.
He's already qualified, yeah.
Now you're just saying about who's going to qualify.
But is someone going to miss is the question. I mean, that's what makes it exciting a little bit because you have a lot of cool quality.
The people you named, I don't know how many people are going to do Toronto and Vancouver, but there's 7 guys in there that are a threat at any show, and there's only a small amount of qualifications left. And whatever show Behruz is going to go into is not going to be a cakewalk. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I know.
And he'll do, I'm assuming he'll do multiple because they're great days for him.
Now that he got the visa.
Dubai, Spain.
He's going to do Dubai and Spain.
And do Portugal. I mean, he could go sweep all those.
Yeah, I told him to consider, of course, all 4. So far, we have a planned Spain, Italy, and Dubai.
How's he looking now?
Looking crazy. Yeah.
You know, I felt bad. He walked by me, and I didn't recognize him in Germany, and I messaged Milos.
Well, give him a shout out on this. Does he watch our podcast? Or
no, where? In Spain?
Does he watch our podcast in general?
Oh, he does, for sure.
No, I felt bad because he walked by, and I didn't realize.
Everybody around is watching, yeah, for sure.
I know where. I know.
You should have. Yeah, I told you to go look for him and say him.
I know. But at that point, he was gone. But dude, Febo's 350,000.
And
I just
It's not easy to go find someone.
I just signed the contract for next year.
Where?
Febo 2025.
That was the last time you were at Febo.
April 10th through the 13th. We're there.
I was 2012. I remember now. 2012.
Obscene.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it because we had a great trip, man.
Yes.
We spent some good time. It was fun.
We had fun at it.
Yeah, which
The
I
only
can't
thing-
say that a lot.
The only thing was the only thing that sucked was when I went to take someone over to go meet Urs. It took me an hour and a half.
Can we book flights this far out or?
Yeah, you
We
can.
can. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've already started messing with it.
Yeah. Book for me.
You gonna come with?
Yeah, you can always cancel, right? Yeah, you come into New York. Okay, so now publicly asking you, you want to just save the money? Hey, you're cheap.
Dude, I don't got Milos money.
We just spent time in California.
Yeah.
We went out. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the fight in California. If it was here, I would for sure go.
Hey, let me ask you this: so Khabib's training again?
I think, listen, Khabib, I don't know.
Like I saw
the
this.
facts or anything. Of course, I'm a hugest fan. Of course, Khabib is training. He just is never going to fight.
I don't
again.
think he'll ever fight again.
Dustin,
Yeah, but he's never going to
Dustin's
stop training.
guaranteeing a knockout.
What else is going to say? You're going into the
I know.
show.
What
else is
about
he gonna say?
McGregor's training camp?
I hope he's going good. I mean, you talked to Hunter, right?
Isn't it out here?
I don't know.
Well, they showed him at the club 6 weeks out.
They showed some house that he was renting or something in Vegas for his camp. It popped up.
I don't know. I don't know the details.
Sure or not.
I don't know the details. Of course, listen,
It could be fake.
he is the biggest draw.
When is the
of course.
Conor fight? June 29th.
Yeah,
It's coming up.
Yeah,
6 weeks away. Yeah.
In-
Can I be your guest?
you can be.
He ain't going to that fight. There's no chance. The last time he went to a ticket, I actually had tickets and I gave them to him, and he went and Connor knocked him out in 12 seconds.
That was
He
Subway.
and
I
he
want
was stuck.
to publicly
Hold
for
on,
you
hold
to say.
on. He was stuck taking pictures for 3 hours. He's like, I'm never doing this again.
So you don't like taking pictures with the fans?
Love taking pictures with the fans.
Ah.
Oh,
And then, so what is the reason? What is the reason of you not going to the UFC event?
Because the time lapse when the fight ends and you have to sit there until the next one starts.
So like somebody's
You know,
gonna
they
come,
shut the lights down and
like somebody's gonna come to
you
you
know,
and say
people
like,
stand up and there's commotion and like, I just want to sit and watch. Like, I want to watch the NBA Finals with the Celtics and
and that is
they didn't close it last night.
No.
I'm pretty
That
excited. about
hurts
this.
the Celtics, though,
So
too.
you have
Because then they have another day
Change the
off. They can
subject,
get
huh?
out of rhythm.
Were you surprised?
No. I mean, no.
I didn't watch.
It's tough to beat a team 4-0.
Basketball.
Who's Celtics
Dallas.
won, right?
Last night, Dallas.
Well,
Minnesota.
Celtics swept, but
Yeah. Celtic. It's tough to sweep.
Yeah,
the
after
team by far.
Jokic lost, I'm not interested to watch NBA Finals.
It'll most likely be Dallas and
maybe.
well, obviously Celtics are there. It'll be Dallas and the Celtics.
Hmm.
Either one of them is a tough matchup for the Celtics because they're both they have a large front line, and it's going to be tough.
I'm just not gonna let him brush this off. So there's a fight, and you finish the fight, and that you wait for the second fighter to come out. This 7.5 minutes of empty space. You don't want to sit there and
Well, the walkouts and that's time and the build up. And
Yes,
It's just like going.
just better to watch on TV. Like
It's like you.
Listen,
Hey.
football game. We went to a hockey game. We had a box. We were in the second owner's box, which was awesome, right?
Yeah.
And it was fast, and it moved.
We just sat there and chilled.
Well,
and
we had food and we had everything. You know what I mean?
we could park 50 feet from the door.
But the problem was this, okay? When we went to Abu Dhabi for the Khabib fight, literally people were climbing over the
jumping
seats.
over the seats, like
So, like, it was like, when you're taking pictures and it's like this, like that.
you can't.
That was the hard part,
And
right?
people behind you were getting mad because people are It was kind of a shit show.
But I don't think it would be
It would
like
be
that
different
necessarily.
here than
Yes,
there.
it would definitely be different for sure.
I'm sure if Jay could walk out,
But I would rather have the experience being someone that would really love to attend than me that doesn't follow it as close. Does that make sense?
No, because you follow all this. You follow all the UFC. Come on.
listen,
You know way too much.
I'd love to see John Jones fight
Yeah.
again.
You don't want to watch McGregor fight.
I've seen it.
What is it? Which
It was a long.
Cowboy.
yeah.
Trifecta had tickets back.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
We got tickets for him, and he got there and sat in his seat, and 12 seconds later it was over.
Yeah, it's not 12. What was it? 20-something.
Oh, sir. Yeah, 20
Yeah.
What? Listen, I want you to experience it. You'll come on and tell us the results. Are you going this weekend to
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah,
New Jersey?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm going to Saudi Arabia too. Yeah. June something, like 20th. By the way,
Before Connor?
huh?
Weekend before the Connor fight?
Yeah. It's a week or two, maybe a week. So I'm going to use this platform to say I'm going to Saudi Arabia. And because you don't want to hook me up with anybody from Saudi Arabia to maybe do the seminar when I'm there, if I'm already there. Yeah, Jay told me that you have somebody.
Hold on, now.
Well,
I'm going
let's stop the
I'm going
mute.
to put the camera on me. Now I'll put the camera on me. You like how he just did that? Since you won't hook me up?
Yes,
Guess how long I've known he's going to Saudi Arabia? 9 seconds.
So let me ask you a question. Why don't you hook him up with the guy that's hosting all the fights?
Exactly.
That
No,
brought up
I do have one
and,
contact there, and I'll message him. And I'll
Message
say,
him right now.
He's going to be there.
Yeah.
So shout out to Saudi Arabia. Milos is coming.
Yeah, I'm coming.
ready. What
For
week-
$100,000, he'll do an appearance.
Yeah.
What's the
plus
weekend?
minus?
What's the weekend?
Hold on a second.
June what?
I think 21st, I would say.
The 8th is a weekend. Is
It's
Saturday.
This 21st Saturday.
It's the 22nd, I think, because the 29th is the next weekend.
Okay,
I
then
think June 29th is the
probably not
break.
because you book all the
Well, I book-
appearances.
yeah.
I don't have any.
I know I'm
appearances.
booked on the 22nd of June.
June 22nd. Okay,
Yeah.
22nd.
Yeah.
So I'm coming there on Tuesday, the 18th. So I would have like 3 days to possibly do some seminar and educate some guys over there.
Tell me about your training before we get off the air a little bit. I just saw.
What is
What I
that?
just wrote. Look at the bottom. What does that say?
You can't read it.
Think you get him. What do you mean think? Just get him the appearance.
How is training coming?
I just said Milos will be in Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
next
Are you
month. Think we
training
can get him an
tonight, or-
appearance or seminars.
Not tonight because he is the daughter of my great friend Charles Poliquin. So that's her last night. So I'm gonna actually, take her to a few places. Museum of Illusion, today.
I see ads pop up for that.
Yeah, because I want to see that one. But anyway,
Have you ever been to Zach?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Zach, it's like the haunted place. It's the scariest item. Was haunted out of Moran.
You get scared of that stuff?
Have you ever been?
no, but why would I want to? Why would I want to be scared? I don't know what's scary.
Go to the
movies
Mott
anyway.
Museum. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
All the
but that's
movies-
possible.
They have a lot of stuff that's actually like brought in from.
So you're quit training for this week?
I'm going to squeeze the workout tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to squeeze the workout tomorrow.
Time for flight.
But listen, this is what I was going to say, and I mentioned this yesterday, and I really, really mean it. I had that stem cell treatment on December 15th. Even when I talked to Hunter, right? Yeah, there's a theory behind it. It's a possibility, but you get mixed reports. It works on somebody, it doesn't work on somebody. My shoulder was absolutely destroyed. My knee was absolutely destroyed. So I didn't really want to do this for quite some time. And then Dr. Khan told me, like, listen, you're going to feel like new. Fast forward 6 months later, I trained chest with 4 times Mr. Olympia. I did almost the same weight as he did. Right? No shoulder problems. Legs are finally responding. I sent a picture of my quads to Jay to scare him. What do you think? Huh?
You scared to train legs with
Yeah.
He did a side by side.
Yeah. Did it look impressive? Listen,
No,
I was flamingo for like a few years. Hey,
He goes, were you impressive? No, it looks
compare my legs now to flamingo legs from the last 10 years. I mean,
I think if you got back to training, I think that's why I just asked you this. I really think if you committed yourself, I know you had a lot of adversity with the accidents and whatever else. I think that you could, you have good genetics, I feel like. Why don't you ask her if she needs something?
Yeah.
Tell her we're shooting a podcast, please. I'll finish talking to Milos.
Yeah.
Just tell her, hey, we're busy right now. I have it locked, yeah. Just tell her, just so she stops coming over.
yeah.
So I think you could get it, back?
You know, I'm not in love with training like you are. You are next level. You and Hunter enjoy gym time and training more than anybody. I'm a bodybuilder. I like it. But when you have a pain, then the training is a punishment. When you have a muscle stimulation and you can actually feel muscle responding, then you get excited. So for legs, I'm not kidding you. For legs, probably for like 15 years, I couldn't train at all because it was just excruciating pain. Now I feel my quads. That's why next time we train legs, I want to challenge.
So I have horrible pain in my shoulder from shoulder surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You think something like what you had done would help me?
Absolutely. After what I experienced, I'm just...
But you don't know if something's torn or not.
Well, I tore my labrum 10 years ago, and I had to get 6 screws put in it.
But you think it's torn again?
I don't know if it's torn again. I don't think it's
over in an MRI or
no. I mean, I can only move certain ways.
Yeah.
But it's like even last night when I was doing shoulders, sometimes just moving a certain way, you're just like, ah.
Hurts. And then for me, it felt disconnected. Like I don't know if I'm pushing or pulling. You know, it's not gonna go right way. And now I can feel it. Every movement, front, side, pulling, pushing, everything. But for quads and my knee, I'm most excited because, I feel.
Did you see the feedback on the Spanish guy, Joan?
No, I didn't see that. Yeah, Joan Pardaz.
Yeah,
he is the biggest fan of you.
But it was great. He was so thankful, and the feedback's been tremendous on the JTV.
Yes, I mean he's a super guy, trains like a maniac. I installed in him last year. He hired me for one workout, and I was just like, your mind is not there. So now his mind is there.
So what do you come for? Just a training experience, or
1 week of training? He might be moving to Las Vegas and training here.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot. Putting the camera on you right here. Who's winning this weekend? Dustin?
Oh.
Prediction.
Listen, I'm the biggest Khabib fan. And because I'm the biggest Khabib fan, I would always root for Islam to win every show. But for this weekend, I'm cheering for Dustin.
Okay. You know what it is? You know what? I'm not a fan like you are. I just like seeing a good fight. No. And it's going to be a good fight.
But
is this his swan song? Or?
Yeah.
It is, huh?
I think even he announced win or lose. What else does he need to prove?
Dustin?
Yeah, Dustin. And he had a chance before he didn't become a champion. Now he has a legitimate chance. He's contender. I mean, he's like last 400 underdog or something like that. You know, so
should I bet $100?
No, you should bet. Yeah, bet on him. Yeah,
I'll put $100 up on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sign up so I can.
Look,
go to William Hill and just
Islam would come back and win that title again. So he's young and he's already a champion, pound for pound, king, all that stuff. But give Dustin. Is Dustin gonna have to knock him out? No.
Can he?
They can go 5 rounds.
Could he submit him?
I doubt. Listen,
difficult.
It's possible.
Of course, I mean, hey, we were there when he almost submitted Khabib.
Hey, listen, when Prohaska submitted Glover Teixeira, but nobody would ever think this is possible in a million years. It can happen, but I just think that Dustin is like a dog. He's gonna go there and
got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, and I actually don't think he's gonna be a stoppage. I think it's going to be all 5 rounds.
I saw he posted something. This is the first fight he's ever letting his daughter go to.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll give him a little extra motivation.
How can you not love him? I mean, I love Islam too. Yeah, that sucks.
Because you like both.
Yeah, you like both, So, but I'm cheating for Dustin because let him have it. He spent the whole career here. Let him be a champion, and then Islam is going to regain this. Sorry, Islam. I love you, Islam.
See what right now? What $100?
400. If it's plus 400.
Listen, you always say spend it. Put $100,000 on it.
But listen, what you need to do is when you bet on some major underdog like this, then you have to pair and then have a parlay, and then it's going to pay out big time. I missed like so many times, like by one.
I don't gamble.
You bet like 5 or 6.
I don't bet I don't gamble on stuff because I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, it's
for me. It's just no different than just putting it on the number and rolling.
Put it this, I love Jay, but if Jay and I are competing, of course I'm going to want to beat him, right? Like I always did.
Plus 460.
460. Okay, so
460.
It's 460.
Oh, shit, it's getting worse.
How much you putting on it? You gonna bet on it?
I will. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I bet today because when you go to New Jersey, you can't use your app.
I'll show you how.
Really? Okay.
Just need a VPN.
Yeah, VPN. I know. I did VPN.
$100.
Okay.
Campaign's 460.
Yeah.
Why don't you add 100? Put like 100 grand.
You want me to put 100 for you?
No.
Yeah,
No, you can.
Yeah, put 100 for me too. It might as well.
This is what you do. You put 100. If we lose, just pretend like you didn't. But if I win, I want my money.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, listen, we thank you for coming on. We have a lot of stuff to coverage. We know your time's super valuable. I just said to Matt, like, Milos is super busy, and I couldn't figure out what you were actually doing. But
I love it. So, by the way, I went hiking today. You see the pictures, yeah? So I went
Are you going to be a hiker now?
Of course. Okay, listen, kick my ass big time. And
looked hot out there, Milos.
Yeah,
you went at the wrong time, though. It's too...
Yeah,
the sun's
kind of late, yeah. But listen, I can't handle the sun very well.
But did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
There's so many hikes around here. I used to go like 3 days a week just by myself.
Yeah.
I would just go out and there's an app that I have that would show there's hundreds of trails around here. And I would just go to park my vehicle and just walk through.
Yeah.
Right.
So hey, one second before I forget, he was saying, if you would take Jay hiking, he's like walking super, super slow. Where would you be? Huh?
He wouldn't go.
He wouldn't go.
No.
Yeah. I was discussing this.
Who was behind me?
Who was going slower on the stage, him or Dexter?
Dexter.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd enjoy hiking.
And how about the enjoying?
I mean, I wouldn't camp. I wouldn't hike. You wouldn't do it for. I mean, I mountain bike or like dirt bike or something like that. But I don't get. I went out once to Red Rock and walked around, and Matt likes that. You know, he does.
Yeah.
It's peaceful.
Probably 1 hour walk took him 4 hours.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I love it. But all right, until next time. And if you win, we're going to do a reel of you predicting your win.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, we'll just pretend like it did.
Exactly. He's a brilliant
expert. So
I know. He knows.
Thank you, guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and make sure you guys keep following a lot.
Make a prediction on who's going to win the fight this weekend.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What's the bet today?
And we're out.